It's great to have you guys here in our joint meeting. First ever joint meeting with Jubail Filipino Toastmasters Club. Hi, Toastmaster Jan Sabo. Long time no see.
Yes.
DTM Richard.
It's our group director.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi, CGD.
Yeah.
Thanks for organizing
Yes.
this joint
The Wonder
meeting.
Woman.
Just finished.
We have already the team.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Noel, good evening.
Yeah.
Team
We
Abhinav.
have this
Yes.
from
Good evening,
State
everyone.
Egypt, the Martin Guru. Huh? Hi, Bev.
Chappy. Chappy ang globe.
Hi, Omar. How are you?
Hello.
I'm good.
I'm good. With us, Abhinav also. Huh?
Yeah, Team Abhinav is here with us. Again, thank you so much. Oh, it's
Hi, Abhinav. How are you?
tonight, as usual.
Namaste, namaskar.
Namaste.
Yeah.
We have President RD. Oh my God. Toastmaster Mark, our Miss Solar System.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Universe. Good evening. How are you?
I'm great.
Good evening.
Hi, everyone.
Great.
Welcome, Press RD Flores. Hello.
Evening, everybody. I'm
Good
sorry.
morning. Good evening, Mark.
Hi, good evening.
Good.
What
I'm
happened?
a girl.
What happened to you?
I'm great. Nothing.
Wala.
It's just normal.
Ako lang to. Sabi ko na.
Okay. That's the new normal then.
Yeah. Actually, I just went to the hospital and to the
Uh-huh.
parlor. I go directly to the parlor, then just fix myself.
Okay.
Guys, I'm so sorry. My mic was not connected, and I was speaking something, and I hope you didn't heard anything. So now, formally, namaste. Good evening.
Namaste.
I hope you guys are doing great.
Oh, we are doing
Yeah.
fantastic. Awesome. Amazing.
Mark, can I borrow your wig one time?
Hi, RD. Of course, I have
What happened to
many
Mark?
wigs here. I was
Hi, Omar.
This Mark Nanaya ka raha.
You want this one?
Of course, yes. Hello, Frank. Hello, Abhinav. Hello, Mr. Dalal.
Welcome
So
to
Mark Mark has a variety of collections. Huh?
Welcome, TM Ume.
We have with us guests. Okay, Omer is there. Toastmaster Omer. RD is there.
I'm just finishing my food very quickly. I just arrived.
Ah. RD pa-deliver ka ng breakfast dito.
Oo nga eh. Ano meron dyan, Ricky?
Mafi Akil. Mushkila. Miss
Akil.
King. Paisa Neye to. Ay, may angel na dumaan. Our new member, Toastmaster Sajid Khan is here.
Yes, Frank.
Ahmad is here. MashaAllah.
Frank, are you in desert?
Karma, welcome.
And we have with us Miss from Dubai, Anushri ma'am.
Yeah.
Oh.
Namanushri.
Anushri.
Hi, good evening all.
Good evening. Namaste, namaskar.
Namaste, namaskar.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Sajid, welcome to your first ever Toastmasters meeting. And first meeting.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your warm welcome.
Of course, because we are family.
Yes. You are Ricky?
Yes, I am Ricky. Eventually, you saw me.
Okay. First time to see you.
Yes.
I didn't.
I can't open my video right now because I'm outside.
No problem.
Okay.
I
No
can
issues.
just hear the call.
So
I just
tonight
don't
we're
want to
having
miss it, so I joined.
so tonight we're having a joint meeting with Jubail Filipino Toastmasters Club. So this will be
Okay.
great. We have a lot of guests from all over the world tonight with us.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so a great experience for you as your first time Toastmasters. Toastmasters.
Yes. Yeah.
Who else are we waiting for? So we have already the Toastmaster of the day. We have evaluator number 1, evaluator number 3.
Emmanuel
We
will
have
come also.
speaker number
Emmanuel.
1. We have table topic, grammarian. We still need Toastmaster Bilal. I already messaged Horizon Group. So TM Bilal and Srinivasan.
Yes.
Who else is delivering speech in our group? Srinivasan and Bilal.
So we have some.
So DTM says is here. Ricky, Toastmaster Roman, and Danilo and Philip still not here. And Gilbert.
Philip is here, I think.
Philip is here already? Yeah.
Danilo.
Counter, yes. Hi, hello, TM Philip.
Both Danilo and
Ramon.
Romy.
Roman, yeah, sorry.
Danilo, I think
Still in...
because he has a prior emergency meeting with his group.
Same with Toastmaster Romy. So we will cover for him.
Okay. What is the role of Danilo?
Okay, so who will be in charge of the...
I will cover for Danilo.
So you will be the vote counter?
Mark Vilena is there? Mark Vilena?
Not yet here.
He will be here.
Okay.
He will be here at Toastmaster Omar.
Toastmaster Noel?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, Toastmaster. Okay.
Okay, TM Noel, for vote counter, you may replace the name there with Toastmaster John Lester Murillo. Danilo Torres is out. So it will be Toastmaster John Lester Murillo.
Thank you.
What about the timer? The MJL?
Timer.
Timer. Who wants to be the timer? Arti, how are you now? Unmute.
Hello, Omar. I'm so sorry. I'm okay. I don't want you to hear the sound of the
prayer.
background. Yes, it's very.
Yeah. Frank, you are having this Philippines flag, huh?
That's true.
Mashallah.
Yes.
No, because if I'm joining Horizon Toastmasters, and last time I was at, don't ask me to pronounce the other club name I recently was, something. So, and now I'm again here. This club, for me, the majority of people seem to be from the Philippines. So that's why I thought I honor this session here with the Philippine flag in the background.
Thank you so much,
Okay.
Tomorrow
Uma, because I couldn't find the flag of Saudi Arabia that quickly, so I had this already in my background pictures.
Oh,
tomorrow is Saudi National Day, so
you should have a flag for Pakistan actually.
Oh, you guys confusing me even more. I go with a neutral background now. Maybe that's better.
Toastmaster Emmanuel.
Maybe this one.
Emmanuel has come? Not yet, huh?
Not yet.
So that's where I'm from that country. So it might be better.
German.
I love that flag also.
But you know, Ricky, that once I received an explanation from the German flag, It was basically a flag picture like this with a legend, and the legend was explaining 4 colors: the black one, the red one, the yellow one, and blue.
Oh, there's blue.
Blue, the blue color. And explanation was black means work, red means work, yellow means work, and blue means humor. To indicate that Germans usually don't have a sense of humor. Haha.
Oh. Tama naman Kuya RD.
Ang dami explanations.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
At least there are only 4 colors in the German original flag.
That's a joke. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a joke.
So you're the joke master tonight, TM Frank.
No. I can be next time because I wrote already in the chat I have to drop off in about half an hour. But I wanted to honor this meeting with at least a little bit of presence here for some time.
Yes, it's great to
TM
have you.
Richard. TM Richard. I sent you a private
Yes.
message.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So here's our timer.
I'm changing. We'll be sending the updated agenda now.
Okay.
For everyone's reference. I'll be sending it to everyone. That's ready.
Where are the others?
And fellow Toastmasters, it's sent. I will take the timer role, and Toastmaster Francis will take a vote counter role.
Message.
So we can start now, I think, no? We are already 15 minutes late.
We are ready.
We are on time now, but
We are on time.
who we are supposed to be at 7:15, but who are
Okay. 15 minutes are the buffer
Yeah.
buffer period. Huh?
who else are we waiting for now? So Toastmaster Trini and Bilal, JM, sorry, Toastmaster MJ, DTM MJ, and Gilbert.
Emmanuel will come.
Gilbert will be late. He told me he's coming, but he will be late.
He will be coming
Same
in
with
part.
Same with distinguished Toastmaster
MJ.
Mark Vilena.
Okay. So we have DTM says, Ricky, JL, we have the vote counter and timer and a counter. Mark, G. Okay, I think we can start.
Yes.
Presidents.
Hello.
Ready when you are.
Tem Omar Emmanuel. So I think
I'm just waiting for the go signal so I can start the introduction.
TM Omar.
I think calling
There's some falling
the
objects.
speaker, Toastmaster Emmanuel. I think so. Toastmaster Bilal is here. I think we can start.
Presidents.
Mr. Bilal.
Presidents, TM Omar and TMRD, can we start?
Yeah, we can. TM Omar, can we start?
Yes, we can start right now.
Okay.
Yes, Toastmaster Francis, let's proceed.
Okay, here it goes. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. The Jubail Filipino Toastmaster Club number 435-3736, Area 11, Division D, District 79, meeting number 155 is now in session. The mission of the Toastmasters Club is to provide supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills. resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. We do not discuss matters about sex, politics, and religion. Before we proceed, please turn off your mobile phones and other gadgets or set them on a silent mode. And I am now passing the table to our presiding officers rather, Mr. Umar and Mr. Ardi. Over to you.
Yes. Hello, everybody. How are you all? You are all welcome to this joint meeting, joint collaboration of two great clubs, one from Jubail and one from Al Khubar. And it's a pleasure and it's an honor to be presiding this meeting along with our Jubail Toastmasters Club's President R.D. Flores. What a humble and happy soul he is. And all the members, they are looking so lovely and enthusiastic. It's a pleasure to be part of this meeting. R.D., what have you to say about it?
Oh yes, definitely, TM Omar. I'm ecstatic to see all these faces. I know that this is the first time and will not be the last. There will be next meetings together with Horizons. I'm so happy to see familiar faces, at the same time, new faces for the first time I have seen. And I'm very sure that this will be another learning experience and getting to know a lot of more people from other clubs, international. Yes, Timo Mark, you can say something about our theme for today. Just share something about it.
See, what is adversity and how we deal with it is very important. Sometimes life has some uncertain situations that you have to face, but you have to adapt. You have to be flexible. If you are like a straight tree, it is always said that straight trees are cut first. So you have to sometimes bend. You have to be flexible and to adapt to the situation. Maybe the last 4 or 5 months are like this, the challenging circumstances that challenge us. But challenge us to do what? To stay in our comfort zone? No, they don't ask you to, they don't allow you to be in your comfort zone. They will ask you to get out of your comfort zone, because learning starts when you are out of your comfort zone. Okay, you cannot grow if you are staying in your comfort zone and relax, everything is going to be fine. Is it? No. So your challenging circumstances demand you to be stronger and to be better and to be bolder and to be take those risks. So with this, I can see a lot of guests are with us right now. We have with us our legendary marketing guru, Galal Zaki from Egypt. And we have with us from Dubai, the teacher, the spiritual parents of all, the guest Anushri, Toastmaster Anushri. And we have with us one of my good friends, Abhinav, Toastmaster Abhinav with us. Great to have you with you. And we have with us two cities together. We have with us from Barbados, the veteran, the legendary, distinguished Toastmaster, Beverly Paris. And also we should acknowledge my brother from another mother. He is also a very global presence from Germany, living in Switzerland, and also a Toastmaster in an Italian club also. So he is truly a global personality. My friend and brother, Toastmaster Frank Kessler. Great to have with us. We also have to acknowledge the presence of our District 79 Wonder Woman, our club growth director, distinguished Toastmaster Cess Valencia, our general evaluator also for today. And we have with us, I think, Vanshita. Guest Vanshita is with us from India. Great to have you all with us. With this, I will hand over we have the secretary also, the minutes? No, I don't think so. We can have the minutes. Toastmaster Ricky.
Maybe we can
No,
skip
we
that
will
one
move.
and send the minutes through email. We move on to the toast
Okay.
of the day.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
Mamar,
now,
can I just say a few things about the theme of the day? Let me just add something. What you have said is really true. Now picture yourself in an ocean where there's a big thunder and a strong storm coming. What do? Compare that storm and that ocean into the COVID-19. And all you could do to survive is remain buoyant. Fellow Toastmasters, we all are in the same boat. And that boat was in that angry sea. And you have to survive. And the only thing to do, especially when you don't know how to swim, is to remain calm. There's no vaccine yet, and the virus is still around us. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us stay hopeful because soon the storm will soon pass. And being buoyant means soon you will see the shore and someone and something will save us. With that, I give again the floor to TM Omar to introduce the Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Omar.
yes, now this person is one of the hardest working Toastmaster, and recently now he has become an entrepreneur also, and he is the rising star of Horizon Toastmaster Club, a teacher by profession, lover of art and music, and very enthusiastic and a risk-taking person. Please welcome, warmly welcome, with big round of applause, Toastmaster Noel Invento.
Wow. Good evening, everyone. And Toastmaster Omar, thank you for that wonderful introduction. I didn't know I'm risk taker. I didn't know I'm enthusiastic, but now I know. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, good evening. It is with so much honor and pleasure to welcome you all to the first ever joint meeting of Jubail Filipino Toastmaster Club and Horizon Toastmaster Club. For the benefit of those who is joining the Toastmaster meeting for the first time, the meeting is divided into 3 sessions. And what better way to start the sessions than reminding ourselves of the Toastmasters motto? I request everyone to repeat after me as I recite the Toastmaster motto. The Toastmaster motto: for better listening,
For better listening,
for better thinking,
for better thinking,
for better speaking,
for better speaking,
we learn by doing.
we learn by doing.
Thank you, everyone. Tonight's meeting, as I've said, has 3 sessions. Prepared speech session, where some of our brilliant speakers, okay, will be delivering their project speeches. The next one will be the table topic session, probably the most exciting part, some people say. And in this session, Toastmasters and guests will be called up on stage or will be given the chance to speak up on any random topic given to them or to you guys. The last session is the evaluation session. It is when the general evaluator and the speech evaluators give their honest and helpful feedback on the speeches and speakers tonight. The theme, I would like to say something short about the theme, adaptability amidst uncertainty. It is very timely given the situation we are in right now. And I couldn't agree more with Toastmaster R.D. Flores and Toastmaster Umar Farouk. But it is not something, adaptability amidst uncertainty, it's not something that we all should be learning only now. It is something that we should be reminded of. It is part of our nature. If you still remember your science class when you're in grade school or high school maybe, adaptation is a way for living things to survive, to adapt, to adjust to new environments or to the changes in their current environment. But here in Toastmasters, we don't aim just to survive, right? We aim to thrive. Thankfully, we as Toastmasters, we are adaptable and we possess that buoyant character, personality that we need to have. So that's why we are still here. Tonight, my fellow Toastmasters, it is my duty to make sure everyone in this room knows the people who play important roles for the success of tonight's meeting. As a matter of fact, some of them have already started doing their job. So the first important role that I'm going to mention is the general evaluator. Our general evaluator is the pride of Filipinos and District 79 Club Growth Director. Please welcome the distinguished Toastmaster Ceslianos Valencia.
Thank you so much to our Toastmaster of the night, fellow Toastmasters, and our dear guests. Good evening. As your general evaluator, my role is to evaluate everything that takes place during the club meeting. I will conduct the evaluation portion of the meeting and evaluation of the team, except for the speakers, where there are assigned evaluators. I will take note and report on all the club proceedings such as timeliness, enthusiasm, preparation, organization, performance of duties. Thank you so much, and back to our Toastmaster of the night.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Ces Valencia, our general evaluator tonight. The next role is just as important as the other roles, the grammarian. Our grammarian works as the chief accountant of ACOM Arabia Limited Company, the immediate past president, and the current vice president of Horizon Toastmasters Club. He is a humorous champion speaker and outstanding community leader. Please welcome Toastmaster Ricky Chudian.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. Fellow Toastmasters, friends, and dear guests, a wonderful evening to all of you. Taking on the role of grammarian is a task that improves vocabulary, grammar, critical listening skills, and evaluation skills. The grammarian's role is an integral part of each Toastmasters meeting because it is from his report that we will learn a lot, particularly on sentence constructions, grammar usage, pronunciations, and the like. I will be writing down the language and grammar usage of all speakers, noting incomplete sentences, mispronunciations, grammar or grammatical mistakes, non sequiturs, malapropisms, and the like. Before that, I would like to introduce also our word of the day. And the word of the day is something that will enhance our vocabulary and hopefully we get to use every day. Our word of the day for today is buoyant. Buoyant, everyone, is an adjective spelled as B-U-O-Y-A-N-T, pronounced as buoyant. It means floating or rising on top of a liquid or a gas. It also denotes capable or capability of maintaining a satisfactorily high level and involving or engaging in much successful trade or activity. In simple terms, we can say buoyant means cheerful or optimistic. Other words denoting buoyant are positive, cheery, bright, vigorous, or thriving. Antonyms are gloomy or sullen or pessimistic. It originated from the 16th century word French buoyant or Spanish buoyante, which means to float. So in simple terms, it means to float, but you can also use the word to denote cheerfulness or optimism. Examples of buoyant in a sentence are, the Horizon Toastmasters Club members are buoyant to have this joint meeting with JFTC. Another example is, we should maintain a buoyant attitude in this time of pandemic. Another derivative of the word buoyant is buoyancy, which is a noun. So I will be monitoring the use of this word as well as the other functions of the grammatical usage, and I will give my report on the later part when called upon by the general evaluator. Now back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ricky Chudian, our grammarian of tonight's meeting. The next role is very important. Time is of essence in any Toastmasters meeting. And to make sure everyone is within their allotted times, we have someone to keep track of the time spent on every part of the meeting. And tonight's timer is no other than Toastmaster John Lester Murillo.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Noel. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Tonight, I will be your timer and I will be keeping records of the time consumed for each of the prepared speeches, table topics, speeches, and evaluation speeches, as per the set guidelines by Toastmasters International. If you are speaking, please do take note of my window or just pin my video so that you can take note of the time. I will be using a green screen to signal that you are qualified for voting, and I will signal the yellow light to signal that you are halfway through your allotted time, and I will flash the red light to signal that you already reached the maximum allotted time and you have 30 seconds to wrap up your speech. Only those speakers within the allotted time or allowable time will be considered for voting. And later on, I'll be called upon from time to time by the Toastmaster of the day to provide my report before voting. Back to you, Toastmaster of the night.
Thank you, Toastmaster John Lester Murillo. The next role, he makes sure that in the Toastmasters meeting, aside from growing because of the feedback from the evaluators, we motivate our fellow Toastmasters by having this friendly competition. So to make sure that we give the award to the rightful person, we have someone to tally the votes. And our vote counter for tonight's meeting is no other than Toastmaster Francis Sandoval. Please welcome him with a round of applause.
Thank you, Toastmaster Noel. I'm sorry, I have to click on that. Once more, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Tonight, I am your vote counter. As vote counter, I will collect the vote ballots for the best performance after the prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluation sessions. I will report the winners at the end of the meeting. The vote counter does not vote except when needed to break a tie. The visitors may also vote. Later on, I will be called upon to announce the winners. And to vote, please send to me your votes privately on the Zoom platform. And back to you, TM Noel.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Francis Sandoval. The next role is again as important as the other roles, and I'm always falling short to this part. The all the fillers. I am always guilty of that one. I'm thankful we have someone to take note of these fillers. We have the counter, and our counter is a chemical engineer at Sadara, and is one of the past presidents of Jubail Filipino Toastmasters Club. He currently serves as the vice president for membership and is a champion speaker with the idealization that communication is the best weapon we can have in this world. Please welcome Toastmaster Philip Cos. Toastmaster, we cannot hear you. Still, we cannot hear you, Toastmaster.
We cannot hear you.
Okay, I think we can just skip that role and proceed. TMOD.
Okay, now it seems that the counter Toastmaster Philippus has technical difficulties or problems. So now we are going to move on to the next part of the session, which is a prepared speech session. Again, tonight we have 4 speakers. Our first speaker tonight is the president of Jubail Filipino Toastmasters Club and has been the club's chief advisor for the past years, as he always cares and thinks of the club's welfare. He is a confident speaker and a leader, making the Toastmaster community livelier and smarter. To give us the objectives of his speech, please welcome the evaluator, Toastmaster Umar Farouk Awan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joel. Toastmaster Richard will be attempting Leadership Development Pathway Level 1 Project 1 Icebreaker. Objective of the speech is to introduce yourself to the club members and also get to know the structure of the speech and your own speaking style. Timing of the speech will be 4 to 6 minutes. And over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Umar Farouk. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, our first speaker, attempting his Project 1 Icebreaker with the title The Breath for the Pathway Leadership Development, please welcome distinguished Toastmaster Richard Sinamban.
What Cleopatra wants, Cleopatra gets. This is the famous tagline when I was growing up. And this is the best. Growing up in a province with 8 children, being the youngest and the only son, I am lucky to have everything and being loved by everybody. Fellow Toastmasters, guests, good evening. Growing up as the only sons of the family, all the attention is with me. Whatever I want, just a cry. What I want will be in front of me. I was a brat. Even if it's my fault, I will always tell that my sister is at fault. Being loved has a two impact, a negative and a positive. Growing up, I was very confident because I know that I have all the love and the support of my family. But the negative one is I developed a bad attitude. Being a brat, I was so cruel to my sisters. Being a brat, I was so cruel to my mom. So when I was studying, during my elementary years, I transferred 4 schools because if I don't want, I need to transfer to another school. When I was in high school, I was transferred to 3 schools because I don't want the schools that I have. And so, when I graduated high school, my mom had told me, I'm sorry, son, I will not support your college education. That was the turning point. Looking all my classmates busy enrolling themselves, I was so depressed. So one of my sister approached me one day. He said, what is your score in the national aptitude exam? I said, 99. And how is your general average? I said, 95. Okay, you're qualified. There is an Andres Soriano Foundation, which is the owner of the San Miguel Bear, conducting a scholarship exam at Silliman University. So I said, oh yes, this would be the right path and the right time to prove to my mom that I am worthy to be supported for my education. So immediately, I grabbed all my things and went to Silliman University. And to my frustration, when I entered the hallway, there were thousands of applicants, and only the top 20 will be accepted. To make the long story short, I landed in top 16. So I was able to study college with my own effort. So by then, I never developed this bad attitude. But instead, I opened all those horizons to my life. I joined a lot of activities in school. From the student government up to the small extracurricular activity, just to make myself ready to face the world. When I graduated college, I took the master's degree in one of the university in Dumaguete. After finishing my master's degree, I took the PhD, but my interest did not go into that field. So after finishing all the academics, I shifted and studied Bachelor of Law. And I only finished 3 years because I reached to the water law of my life, realization. That is where I decided to move from our place, to make myself independent from the love of my family. I work in Manila, Saudi Arabia. I was very, very excited. I have no idea what is Saudi Arabia is. When I arrived in Saudi Arabia, it was my frustration that their alcohol is prohibited. I was a very outgoing person, but I was being secluded on that room from office to camp, from camp to office. That is where I developed the positive attitude. The Bratinila thing is being out. Fellow Toastmasters, if you become a parent or those incoming parents and presently parent to their children, I know how much we love our children, but always put a limitation. Always go together, love and discipline. In that way, you are guiding your children to the best path of his life. Today, I am reaping the fruit of my labor. Hopefully, your children will. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Wow. Thank you very much, Toastmaster. Toastmaster, this distinguished Toastmaster, Richard Sinamban. Thank you for introducing yourself to us, but not as a brat anymore. Due to a last-minute notice from work, our second speaker begged off from tonight's speech, and with that, we will have the third speaker. He is a champion speaker for international speech contest, and he has proven that a calm, poised performance can make a great impact to his audience. Our third speaker is Toastmaster Jan Sabo, and to give us the objective of his speech, please welcome the evaluator, Toastmaster Bilal Alam.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, TM.
So today our speaker will be attempting his project number 2 in the evaluation and feedback project from level 1 innovative planning. And mainly the objective of the project is that the speaker presents a first speech, and after the first speech, he receives the feedback, and then in the second speech, he implements the feedback. So the purpose of this speech that he will implement the feedback that he has received in the first speech, and we will listen to his speech. So I wish him all the best, and back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bilal Alam. Our third speaker, or second speaker, to attempt his Innovative Planning Level 1 Project 2 Evaluation and Feedback with the title of the speech, 37 Years of Archie. Please welcome Toastmaster Jan Sabo. Toastmaster Jan Sabo.
Ready. Don't let the sun go down on me. Although I search myself, it's always someone else I see. I just allow fractions of my life to wander free. But losing everything is like sun going down on me. A thunderous applause, standing ovations, 3,500 yeses. And as Simon Cowell said, I will never forget this audition for the rest of my life, and I will never listen to this song in the same way ever again. Oops, chill, it was not for me. It was for Archie Williams of America's Got Talent. To date, this audition video has earned more than 10 million views in YouTube. But who is Archie Williams? In a video teaser during the audition, he shared a part of his life. The man was actually incarcerated for 37 long years for the crime he did not commit. He lost his freedom. He lost his time with his family. Thanks to the DNA technology, he proved his innocence. What impressed me most during the interview is what he said. He said, I was physically imprisoned, but I don't let my mind imprison. Such a deep wisdom, powerful insights, such an incredible story. I want to share the story as I felt it was an exemplary attitude of an individual going through a rough portion of his life, and just to remain positive and just be truthful in believing in oneself and of self-value. It was simply an exceptional outlook in life. How many of us here was confronted with challenges in life and doubted ourselves to overcome those challenges? How many of us here had given up on our aspiration and deviated to something else because we doubted ourselves. How many of us here still have the fragments of regrets and what ifs in our hearts? Because at some point in our life, we made a decision out of comfort and not of passion. The story of Archie made me reflect and reset my aspirations in life. I decided not to be haunted anymore by my past and what ifs. Instead, I will remain focused on the days ahead, just what Archie did. Learn the lesson, continue to aspire, and dream. Let us be imprisoned no more with our past, with our doubts, with our self depreciation. Finally, just let me share a quote from a famous Filipino blogger and storyteller, Nate Punzalan. He said in one of his blogs, to quote, "Today is the first day of the rest of your life. May I request everyone to repeat after me. Today is the first day
Is the first day
of the rest of my life."
Of the rest of my life.
Isn't it so refreshing and so inspiring? Such kind of mindset to live by. Indeed, every day will be a reset of our chances, of our aspirations, of our life the way it should be. And by the way, maybe you will see me too in Filipinas Got Talent next season. My fellow Toastmasters, good evening. Back to you, TMOD Noel.
Wow. Thank you very much, Jan, Toastmaster Jan. I don't know if you were delivering a speech or you were talking to me. I think everyone else can also relate to the speech of Toastmaster Jan. Now, due to some changes, our fourth speaker also canceled for tonight's engagement. So that concludes our prepared speech session. And we're going to move on now to the most exciting part, as people call it, the table topics session. To head and to lead us with the table topic session, I'm going to introduce someone. Well, he is the secretary of Horizon Toastmasters Club and works as a research chemist with dwells in intrachemical structure communication in developing industrial products. He is also a humorous champion speaker and is taking up doctorate course in communication at the University of the Philippines. Please welcome Toastmaster Mark Lacanilao.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good evening, fellow buoyant Toastmasters. Adaptability amidst uncertainty. Timely and excellent topic nowadays because of this so-called pandemic. The whole world is suffering, and the agony of the people is in the table, but one by one, country to country, help each other during this darkest time. That is why, despite of this uncertainty, we continuously adopt, wherein I will bring the Miss Universe pageant to continually share the message of hope. Are you ready?
Yes, we are.
All right. Toastmasters International Table Topic Session. Fellow Toastmasters, are you ready?
Yes, we are.
I am showing you the Miss Universes in the beauty pageant. And then I will give you the chance to pick which Miss Universe is your favorite. All right. So may I call in Toastmaster guest Vashnita to pick one of his favorite Miss Universes, Miss Universe. Toastmaster, guest Vashnita.
I'm choosing the first one, Philippines.
Which one? Philippines. All right, Philippines. So your question or your topic is, what is the most important lesson you've learned in your life, and how would you apply it into your time as member of Toastmasters International? Guest Vashnita.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Vanshita. I'm 15 years old. The most important lesson I've learned in my life is, to have patience. To have patience. Well, when I first, started, attending Toastmaster meetings during this pandemic, as soon as they would give the topic to me, I would start speaking. I would, not wait or think, about the topic. So mostly I would speak one or two lines and then I would pause to think. But then, slowly after having, my mother was like, just give yourself 10 seconds to think about the topic and then speak what comes to your mind. So that is the thing I've learned. And when my uh, actually I'm not a very patient person. I lose my temper very easily in this pandemic, and because of attending these meetings continuously, I have learned patience a lot in this meeting. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guest Vashnita. And now, our second speaker is guest Rihanna. Guest Rihanna, please. Rihanna Grace.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
Yes, can you please, your best Miss Universe?
I will go with Puerto Rico.
All right, Miss Puerto Rico. So your topic is, what is your definition of success? What is your definition of success? Toastmaster Rihanna Grace.
What is my definition of success? And I know for sure that my definition of success will be totally different from everyone else that is sitting in this room today. Because success is really depend on what the individual go through, what storms they had to overcome, what battles they had to fight. So for me, my definition of success will be perseverance. Perseverance. If you don't have it, trust you will not succeed. Because in everything we come in life, there will be struggle. There will be some mountain that you either have to climb or move. There will be some seas that will be rough. There will be some deserts and there will be some valleys. You have to be determined at the beginning of every path you take to persevere no matter what the situation, no matter what the circumstances, to persevere to the end. Because then when you persevere, it doesn't matter if you get a trophy or a big gift with name on it, or a big part being held for you. What matters is when you look back down that path that you just came from and you realize, hey, I made it. I overcome the mountain. I overcome that sea. I overcome that grief. I am successful because I made it past every hurdle. So for me, it's perseverance. You have to persevere in your education, your family life, in your job. In this world today with the COVID pandemic, I'm sure most of us would have like given up, giving in, letting go. Some of us probably wanted to change country, change home, but hey, we are all still here. Toastmasters International is going on because we are persevering. And I will say today, my definition of success is definitely perseverance. You have to persevere if you're going to succeed. Mr. Topic Matter.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rihanna. And now, moving on for our third speaker. May I call in Toastmaster Umar Ahmed. Toastmaster Umar Ahmed.
Yes, hello. Hi.
All right. Toastmaster Umar Ahmed, can you please pick your favorite Miss Universe among the three in the screen, please?
Yeah, I'm lucky to have Canada remaining, so I'll go with Canada.
All right, Miss Universe 2005, Miss Canada. Your topic is, what is the biggest challenge in your life as a Toastmaster? What is the biggest challenge in your life as a Toastmaster? Toastmaster Umar Ahmed.
Well, thank you to Toastmasters. If you think about success in general, so success is basically a progressive realization of a worthy idea. And in order to meet your success goals, so you need to have the understanding or the bigger understanding of your goals first. First of all, that this means that you need to be very crystal clear about what your goals are. And for me in the past, the biggest challenge has been that I was not well aware about my goals, and for that reason I had to just clarify what I wanted in life and what I had to go through in order to meet my goals. So the biggest thing as a Toastmaster at the moment, I believe, would be to clarify what my goals should be, and then I can proceed with the journey and try to achieve whatever I want to. So I believe for everyone who have been on any journey has to make sure that he has crystal clear goals, and for that, for me, this is the biggest challenge, and I need to overcome this to make sure that I'm able to achieve whatever I want to. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you so much for choosing Miss Universe 2005 Miss Canada, Toastmaster Umar Ahmed. And the fourth speaker will be Toastmaster Guest Galaxaki.
Thank you. I wish
Yes, Galaxaki.
I'm in such a buoyant mood. I wish I could have chosen all 5 universal winners.
So which two of this one would you rather choose? Miss Japan or Miss Australia?
Well, since I'm forced to choose one of them, I'll choose Japan.
Japan in Asia. All right, yes. Miss Japan. So your topic is, what is the one lesson you learned as a child that still affects your life today as a Toastmaster? What is the one lesson you learned as a child that still affects your life today as a Toastmaster? Guest Galal Seki.
Thank you. Thank you for the lovely question. I'm really buoyant with this question. I've learned many, 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 many things in my life from my mother and from life. Think positive is the most important one. I even used it in my advertising agency. I had 20 commandments. Think positive was one of them. And my mother would tell me, for every ailment under the sun, there is a solution or there is none. If there be one, try to find it. If there be none, never mind it. She'd tell me, behind the blackest cloud is the clear blue sky. So this inspired me to have inspirational quotes all over my agency. One of them was risk, and it showed a ship. And the text said, a ship is safe in the harbor, but that's not what ships were built for. Another one showed a lion and a gazelle in the background, and it says, survival. And the text said, every morning a gazelle wakes up, and it knows it has to run faster than the fastest lion, otherwise it will be devoured. Every morning a lion wakes up, and it knows it has to run faster than the fastest gazelle, otherwise it will starve to death. It doesn't matter whether you're a gazelle or a lion. When the sun comes up, you'd better be running. All these things started with my mother and with life. And in Egypt, the way we drive is hectic. You need someone called Mo Salah. That's how he can play soccer and get away with it in the middle of all these people because of the way our traffic goes. I would love to invite you guys to come to think positive in our country and become buoyant. Thank you. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much, Boyan. Toastmaster Galal Zaki. All right. And the last contestant or the last speaker I would call is guest Karishma. Guest Karishma. Are you there?
Yes, hello.
All right. The only Miss Universe is Miss Australia. Miss Universe 2004, the land down under. So you don't have any choice, but rather choose Miss Universe 2004 Miss Australia. All right?
Yes.
So your question, your topic is, what gender and time period would you choose to be born in? What gender and time period would you choose to be born in? Toastmaster or guest Karishma?
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm Karishma. I'm 17 years and I'm from India. So gender would be a boy. I like to be reborn or be a guy. That would obviously be any girl's answer. And time period, I guess next century. Like to be reborn as a guy and next century because being an Indian or a brown girl or being an Asian, we usually do have so many society restrictions or the orthodox thinking, which doesn't allow girls to like grow up or let them bloom themselves. So I've always had this thinking, maybe if I were in the next century or in the later time period, maybe I would have been given more rights to do more things, explore more things, have more adventures than I'm already having right now. I don't tell that I'm not exploring or I'm being restricted from many things, but then still, I'd always wanted to open up my wings, fly up. So yeah, and there's this kind of thinking about this little differentiation in the guys and girls. So that is the reason I want to be reborn as a guy. And the time period, yeah, obviously the next century. And also I would want to see flying cars and so many things I've read as a child. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guest Karishma. This concludes the table topic session. Fellow Toastmasters, it is my great and privilege to be your table topics master. I truly enjoyed the session. This is not the last time. Let's share love and hope during this amidst uncertainty. Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Wow. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Lakanila, for that very entertaining yet We are getting a lot of insights from the speakers. Before we move on to the evaluation session, I would like to acknowledge our Regional 11 Advisor, distinguished Toastmaster James Taruk, for joining our meeting tonight. At this point, I would like to call in the timer for tonight's meeting to give us the timer's report for the prepared speech session and the table topics session.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Noel. Good evening again, fellow Toastmasters. For the prepared speech session, we will not have a voting because only one speaker qualified, and that is Toastmaster John Sabo. So Toastmaster John Sabo will automatically be our winner for the best prepared speaker for tonight's session. For the table topics session, we have 5 speakers and all of them are qualified for voting. So we'll be launching a poll now, and please do vote for whom you think is the best table topic speaker for tonight's session. You will only have 30 seconds for this poll. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster John, for the timer support. And wow, what a brilliant table topic session. It's always a great time listening to brilliant people with their brilliant ideas, not to mention that they're able to do it without any preparation. I wish I could do that too. Like, thank you guys for inspiring me all the time to become a better table topic speaker. That's one of my challenges being a Toastmaster. But here in Toastmaster, we continue to grow, we continue to learn, and we learn and improve, not just by standing up here, challenging ourselves to be in front of people and talking. We learn also from the feedbacks and guidance that our evaluators give us. So tonight, I'm going to give you our general evaluator. She is a nurse by profession. She is the current club growth director for District 79 and the first ever lady CGD of the district. She's known for her heartfelt speeches and enthusiastic leadership. She is an Iron Lady butterfly with both compassion and leadership. Please welcome the general evaluator for tonight's meeting, distinguished Toastmaster Lianos Valencia.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Noel. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. We are now come to the heart of our session, which is the evaluation. And the purpose of this evaluation is to give both positive comments and suggestions for the improvement. And hopefully each speaker will feel encouraged by aspects of their speech that went well and motivated to make their speeches even more better next time. My evaluation will be divided into 3 parts. First is to introduce the evaluators of the prepared speakers and table topic speakers. Second is to ask the report of our meeting leaders. And third is to give my overall feedback to our club online meeting tonight. Evaluators will have 2 to 3 minutes to give their evaluation. So Mr. Timer, please take note of that. Please give me 2 minutes for the green light, and amber for 2.5 minutes, and red light for 3 minutes. Our first evaluator for our prepared speech, he works as the senior internal auditor for Renault Automobiles for the past 7 years and hails from Islamabad, Pakistan. He is the current president of the Horizon Toastmasters Club, who loves reading books, playing chess, teaching, watching movies, listening to the music. He is a congenial person who has established great relations with various Toastmasters club across the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Toastmaster Umar Farouk Awan.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for such a humbling introduction. I didn't know that, so I have so many qualities and interests. So now I will begin my evaluation. Distinguished Toastmaster Richard, we are the creators of our own destiny. We make mistakes, we learn from them, and we transform, and we change, and become better person. What a wonderful way to convey this message through your icebreaker speech. What I loved about your speech was, first of all, an unconventional opening. How you started the speech with an energetic expression, and that immediately we were glued to you, that what next will be coming. We were anticipating. So that was one of the most interesting part of your speech, that you opened it very uniquely and different. Secondly, you shared your different life experience, not just introduction, okay, what I have done throughout and like that. You demonstrated how was your relationship with your sisters and how you developed and transformed into becoming a better person and change to become a better person, having the outlook of a positive person. That was wonderfully portrayed also. The third thing that I loved about you was the vocal variety. You were great at changing your vocal variety and at important moments. Sometimes we forget that when you are at an emotional moment in the speech, you have to have lower tone. Then when you are energetic, then you have to have that higher tone. So you have to emote the speech throughout your different parts of your paragraphs and speech according to that. Wonderfully done. However, I believe there is no such thing as a perfect speaker. We all have something to improve upon. Let's put you in a room that in which you can grow. It's called the room for improvements. So first recommendation that I will give you is you use your hand freely. Most of the time your right hand was locked in, like kind of use your gestures fully and be free. Be free. Don't be like limited in gesture and contained. And use them as a part of your speech. Okay, different stages of life you are conveying, so use those hands in accordingly. Secondly, when you are virtually speaking, your camera range is your speaking area, so you can use your speaking area accordingly. Just don't stand, maybe move a little bit left to right to convey the different time periods of the speech that you are wanting to convey. Overall, I loved your speech. I loved how you use your vocal variety and you personalize your story, and how it was a transformative journey for you, and you go from a bred to an educational PhD and all. Best of luck for the future. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Umar. Thank you for giving an insightful evaluation to our distinguished Toastmaster, Richard Sinamban. And I thank you for using the sandwich technique of your evaluation from good to the recommendations, then back to the good things of his speech. So thank you so much. And our second evaluator to evaluate our second speaker, he works as a business development executive with Allied Maintenance Company Limited. He is the past president of the Horizon Toastmasters Club and the past Area 31 director. He is also the Area 31 Table Topic Contest champion for 2020. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Belal Alam.
Thank you very much, Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests, good evening. I just wonder how many of you was same like me wondering about the title of the speech, 37 Years of Archie, and was thinking in his head, what's Archie? After we listen to the speech, I would just like to congratulate our speaker today, Toastmaster John, for such a wonderful speech. And to evaluate his speech, I would like to start with the points of strength, or what I really liked about his speech. And the first thing that I really liked is audience engagement. I really liked how he asked many rhetorical questions in the speech, like how many of us have faced challenges in life, how many of us, and also he asked other rhetorical questions like, isn't it so refreshing and inspiring? And the rhetorical questions give the audience a chance to think and reflect. And this is what you need in your speech, that the audience get the message, absorb it, and think and reflect it in their life. The other point that I really liked for the audience engagement, when he mentioned the quote about today is the first day of the rest of my life, he asked the audience to repeat after him. And this gives the audience also a better chance to think about the quote and start acting on it. The second point that I liked about the speech is the message. The storyline was great about Archie and his life story, and also the message you get from it, that this is, you face challenges in life and you have to face those challenges and move on. The other point I really liked is the confidence and his clear voice throughout the speech, which I thought this can't be his third speech in Toastmasters. So even I texted him privately, oh, how long, when did you join Toastmasters? He said 3 years ago. Oh, okay, that makes sense then. So it was great confidence throughout. Just I would like to move to the rooms for recommendation. So the purpose of this speech is to make sure that he implemented the feedback he received in the previous speech. So the feedback he received in the previous speech was related to the monotonic voice or the vocal variety. So for the vocal variety, once he started with the song, I said, oh, that is great implementation of the vocal variety. But then when he moves throughout the speech, I really liked how he used the pauses to make his point. But just there's one point and one advice I would like to give to everyone, not only Toastmaster Archie, is even though the new Toastmaster program is both ways, for those who didn't join the old program, the competent communication manual is a must read. The competent communication manual is a must read. So in the competent communication manual in the vocal variety project, there's a quote that says, your voice should be expressive to add meanings to the words you use and enhance your message and add interest for the audience. So for example, when you mentioned that Archie was incarcerated for 37 years, in prison for 37 years, you should have just, Archie was imprisoned for 37 years for a crime that he didn't commit. It's just your voice, when your voice adds meanings to the words you use, the message gets across very easily. And also when you ask how many of us, you could have just, how many of us and face challenges in our lives. And that is how you could use different tones of your voice to convey your message. Just adding to this point, I would like to comment on one thing. Since I know body language couldn't be used properly in online speeches, but you could use gestures. Like you could use, like when you say how many of us, like you could just, as you are pointing to the audience, how many of us. And that is another point. And with this, I really like the speech. I liked all the message was great. And just only if you focus more on the vocal variety, I would really recommend you to go back and check the vocal variety project in the CC manual and also work more on the gestures, and you will deliver much greater speeches in your next projects. And thank you, and back to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Biral, for the words of encouragement to our speaker, second speaker. And you have a lot of ideas and full of enthusiasm when you are delivering your evaluation. I can feel the sincerity in your evaluation, and you are really a natural speaker. So thank you so much. Moving forward to our table topics evaluator. I can say that this person is very creative in terms of his voice, in terms of many things when it comes to Toastmasters. And he is now a new distinguished Toastmasters and very active in Jubail Toastmasters Club. I mean, not only in Filipino, but the other club. He is very sincere. So ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome distinguished Toastmaster Mark Villena.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that very elevating introduction, Distinguished Toastmaster says, our Club Growth Director for District 79. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, guests, family. Of course, we consider each other's family and friends, of course. Good evening. I may take a lot of time, so consider this as a workshop. So timer, please pardon me. I would like to take some of your time and for everyone's time also. Let me start by telling you a story. When I first attempted my table topics speech, I can clearly remember the question. But up until now, I cannot remember what I answered. that's how traumatic table topics for me is. I can clearly remember the question. It was, is happiness still possible in this present time? I remember that. But what I said, I can never remember. Because I am more conscious on how I will look like on stage, how my hands will move on stage, how my eyes will roll on stage, and how I will roll down the stage. I was very nervous that I utter, I think it was very iffy. It was very uncertain. And I must say that our guests who spoke for the table topic session are way beyond better than me when it comes to the table topics. So I would like to give you all 5 of you, a big round of applause. Congratulations. Congratulations. All of you have exhibited a very, very great potential in becoming a good public speaker. Not because you're able to speak, but you're able to speak with substance. And it's very rare and it's very difficult to speak with substance. Let me go on. Let me continue with my evaluation. Let me start with our first speaker, guest Vashnita. Guest Vashnita, the question was from the Miss Universe Philippines, the most important lesson in life which you can apply in Toastmaster, and you answered patience. It was a very good answer. One technique that you can use in order to catch the emotion of your audience is to show vulnerability. Show them what your weaknesses are. Because as all superheroes are, when they are showing their weakness, it's more that the audience becomes more so attached to the superhero. And that is very effective also in speeches. What guest Vashnita used as a vulnerability here is that she said that she's impatient. That's wearing off all your guard. Because okay, so she's impatient. So what did she do in order to overcome this impatience? That's the time that she came back and tell everyone that when it comes to table topics, she needs to pause first for 10 seconds, think, be patient, and then attack. That's a good way to deal with your table topic question or table topic. Congratulations. The only area that you can improve on, I will summarize them all for all the 5 of you, so that because all 5 of you would have the same recommendation at the end. Next, second speaker is guest Rehana Grace. I thought that we have Rehana in our midst this evening, but it's Rehana Grace. And thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. And you have chosen Puerto Rico. And your question was, what is your definition of success? And you answered that perseverance for you is the measurement of success. The more you persevere, the more you become successful. And that's a very good way of answering. It was straight to the point. You hit it bullseye because you know, you understood the question, you answered the question, and you expound on it. A very good way of answering a table topic question. And I like also the way that you used valleys and analogy. We call that analogy. You compare the obstacles in life, like the valleys that we will go through. And that's it is a gift. It is a gift for you to think on your feet and think of an analogy that you can use to compare your obstacles in life as a valley. And that's the art of communication. You just don't say it bluntly. You use art in communicating. That's very good. My recommendation I will give you later. Our third speaker, guest Omer. Guest Omer. He have chosen Canada. And the question was, what are the challenges that you have experienced in your life? And you have answered it confidently. You have expounded your answer. You have told us what your challenges in life is, what are the success histories, and what are the success stories that you have in your life. And that's a very good attempt for a beginner, for a guest. In order for you to voice out your opinion, voice out your idea, it's a very good attempt. Congratulations. Fourth speaker. Oh, yes. Guest Galal Zaki. And he have chosen Japan. Japan. Very good. Very good. He answered with enthusiasm. He answered with spontaneity. He answered with analogy, using the gazelle and the lion, using his mother as his source of positive inspiration. It was indeed a very good answer, well crafted. I think that guest Galal Zaki can be a potential champion speaker in the future. Given the training and workshops the Toastmasters are providing, he will definitely come far in this platform, both for leadership and for communication. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations. I will give you your recommendation a little later. And lastly, guest Karishna. Guest Karishna have chosen Australia. The question was very controversial. If you're given a chance to choose a gender and a time when you can be born of, you have chosen you wish to become a boy and you want to be born in the next century. Very witty, very witty. If I were you, I would not thought of that. I would have just frozen and said, I think my lipstick will speak for itself of what gender I want to become instead. But you answered it very smart. You have a presence of mind. You are on the dot. You understood the question and you came right away and attacked the question. And what's good about it? You have a good conclusion. After you answered the question, you concluded. You summarized what you said in order to vividly share your answer to us. Great job. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you for all the guest speakers for table topics. A huge round of applause. And I mentioned a while ago, I will do a little workshop, but no, it will take too much time. The only key or the key in order for you to answer table topic question is that there should be an opening, a body, and a conclusion. You open by answering the topic. The body should be a personal experience. Yes, I know it's tough. I know it's tough to think of a personal experience, but that is really the key. Why? Because personal experience is something that nobody can Google. It is yours and yours alone. And when you speak of something that is yours and yours alone, everybody will listen. And lastly, conclude. Conclude by restating your answer to remind everyone what is your standpoint is. I truly enjoy my role as the evaluator for table topics. Again, my apologies for taking much of your time. And I hope to see these guests bud into a great champion speakers and leaders in the future. Over to you, General Evaluator, DTM says.
Thank you so much, DTM Mark Villena. What I love about you is your smiling face throughout the evaluation, which I believe it gives more motivation to all our table topics speaker. Your evaluation is very informative. There's a lot of things for our speakers to ponder, and I hope they will continue to challenge themselves in answering table topics question. Thank you so much for that wonderful evaluation. Next, our grammarian. He is a certified public accountant who has been in Saudi Arabia for almost 20 years. A jolly and convivial servant leader who is active in various professional, cultural, and community organizations. He is a traveler, food lover, singer, and vlogger, and goes by the name Sir Chef. Please visit her Facebook page and you will know a lot of things about him. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Toastmaster Ricky.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster says. I want to correct you right away there. Visit his YouTube channel, not her. I still haven't changed my gender yet. Anyway, just to give you a short laugh. Well, good evening again, fellow Toastmasters and buoyant guests. I have two things to share with you tonight. One is good news and the other is bad news. Well, of course, I'm so overwhelmed this evening by the amazing speeches of all the speakers, and I could hardly take note of the bad news. So instead, I'll start my report with the good things I have heard. And this consists of the first one, the usage of the word of the day, which is buoyant or buoyancy. The second one is the good word usage or phrases or idioms or quotations or figures of speeches. And the third one will be the mispronunciations. And finally, the wrong sentence constructions. So we have heard the word of the day from Toastmasters, Noel, RD, Frank, what's this, Mark, Galal. And I think that the champion for tonight when it comes to the word of the day is our guest, Galal from Cairo, Egypt. Big hand. And of course, for the good words, I have noted thrive, secluded, bratinella. For those who don't know, bratinella is a word coined by Filipinos, okay, which means a brat or a spoiled brat. And then we also have incarcerated, self-value, fragments, or fragments means pieces or fractions, crystal clear, devoured means like to eat. In terms of animals, when you're hungry or starving, you use the word devour instead of eating. Land down under, and it denotes to which country? Australia. Also, someone used brown girl, and it is sometimes used to denote the color of the skin and sometimes not advisable, especially for the black ones, and it's a form of racism. Brilliant, congenial, sandwich technique, elevating, vulnerability, analogy, which means a comparison, as explained by our table topic evaluator, spontaneity, well-crafted, and to ponder. Some of the good phrases or quotations I have noted were as follows. We have reaping the fruit of my labor. Today is the first day of the rest of my life. Every day is a reset of our chances and aspirations. Success is a progressive realization of an idea or goals. So these are some quotations that we can learn from, and maybe we should use this frequently. Behind the blackest clouds is a clear sky. Okay? It means that there is hope, even if there's a storm. It doesn't matter whether you are a gazelle or a lion. When the sun shines up, you better start running. We make mistakes, we learn from them, and we transform. So it is yours and yours alone. So these are really great phrases and quotations that we can all learn from and hopefully use in our day-to-day conversations as a sign that we really improved in our English language. Now I have two remaining things to discuss and share with you as your grammarian. And one of them is the mispronunciation. And someone said vote, which means to cast your vote, and it should be pronounced with a V, with some air. V, vote, not boat. The other one is college. Someone went to college, it should be college. Also, extracurricular, it should be extracurricular activities. Then Waterloo, it should be Waterloo. Then someone said very, very, very excited. So when you want to enhance your word in a more comparative degree of comparison, you should better say, first of all, pronounce correctly. It should be very, very, not very, very. Very, very is a sickness. I think lack of vitamin D, if I'm not mistaken. Very, very excited. You could say also ecstatic. So it's a better way to say that phrase. And someone said Miss Universes. I think the better way to say this is Mrs. Universe, like the first runners up instead of first runner ups, something like that. And the last one is many, 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 many. So if you want to say many, 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 maybe you can just say abundant or numerous instead of repeating the many, many several times. And finally, we have the wrong sentence constructions and grammatical mistakes. I have noted a very common mistake among some of the Toastmasters who committed this error. So I will start with some which is not very frequent, like there were thousands of applicants. When you use the the article a or a, it should be followed by a singular noun. So there was 1,000, or there were thousands. Remove the article if you want to show plurality of the subject. If you become a parent, again, there's an article a. It should be parent without the s. Now moving on for. If you want to say the next person, it should be moving on to our next speaker. The preposition there should be to and not for. Someone said Toastmasters Ricky, for example. I am singular, so it should be Toastmaster Ricky. I didn't say it's you, DTM says, but someone said Toastmasters, and it's denoting a singular person. And he have chosen, again, most of the times the error that we commit in our grammatical usage is more on the subject and predicate or subject and verb agreement. So you have to remember that if the subject is singular, the verb or the predicate should be singular. Okay? So one of the most common mistakes I have noted is the use of the prepositional phrase and with the use of one of the. One in its form is a number or an adjective. You may say it's a noun also, and it is singular. So whenever you use the word or the phrase one of the, it should have a noun or pronoun that is accompanying it in plural form. So it usually ends with S. But the problem is the last word connected or very near to the verb is in plural form. So we are always or often confused that one of the Toastmasters. So we tend to use the verb plural like are. One of the Toastmasters are busy. Okay, Toastmasters and then are, they are the ones nearest to each other, but the actual noun there or subject is one. So one should have a singular verb. So remember that. Whenever there's a phrase starting with one of the, okay, the verb that should follow should be singular. Okay, this is my report. Now back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ricky. There's a lot of things that we learned from Toastmaster Ricky. So fellow Toastmasters and our wonderful guests, please take note of our correct usage and for our grammar error. There's a lot of things that we can read and we can watch, especially the pronunciation. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Ricky. Next is our timer. He, as a person, I know him that he is a very organized person. He is a soft-spoken person, a kind-hearted, and the VPE of Jubail Filipino Toastmasters Club. So please help me welcome Toastmaster Jan Murillo.
Thank you very much. for your very kind introduction, our district club growth director, distinguished Toastmasters S. Valencia. Good evening again, fellow Toastmasters. I would just like to mention that we have one qualified evaluator for the evaluation session. So that is Toastmaster Umar Farouk. That is why we will not be having a voting session for, I should say, voting session for the best evaluator for tonight's session. Toastmaster Belal consumed 4 minutes and 48 seconds, and Toastmaster Mark Villena will be qualified for inspiring your audience speech. He consumed 9 minutes for the evaluation session for the table topics. And for the prepared speech, we have one winner, Toastmaster John Sapo. Since Toastmaster Richard consumed 7 minutes and 29 seconds, he is distinguished Toastmaster Richard is disqualified for voting. And for table topic session, all winners are qualified. All table topic speakers are qualified. Toastmaster Vanchita, 1 minute and 19 seconds. Toastmaster Rehana Grace, 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Toastmaster Umair Ahmed, 1 minute and 25 seconds. Toastmaster Galal Zaki, 1 minute and 50 seconds. And Toastmaster Karishma, 1 minute and 38 seconds. That's all. I would like to congratulate everyone because most of our speakers for tonight spoke within the allotted time and keep up the good work. Back to you, Club Growth Director, distinguished Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster John Lester. And next, our vote counter, or perhaps I might call him later. So I will move on to our
counter.
Yep. Is there any?
Toastmaster Phillips.
Yes.
Hello.
I will move on to our counter, Toastmaster Philip. What I like about Toastmaster Philip is when he delivered his speech, I can feel the sincerity and his smiling face. He is a down-to-earth tonight Toastmaster Philip Cos.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Now my mic is okay. So here is my report for tonight's proceeding. So let me start with the Toastmaster Umar. You incurred 1 and 1 feeler. Toastmaster RD, you have 1 but. Toastmaster Noel, you incurred 2 ahs and 1 repeated word. Toastmaster Richard, you had 1 repeated word. Toastmaster John Sabo, you have 1 saw and 1 repeated word. Toastmaster Vashita, you had 3 ahs, 1 you know, 2 feelers. Team Rihanna, you had 1 repeated word. Team Umer, you have 1 1 saw, and 1 feeler. Team Karishma, you had 1 1 saw, 1 you know, and 1 feeler. Team GL, you had 1 1 feeler. Team Mark, our table topics of the day, you had 1 feeler. Team Bilal, you had 1 DTM Sash, you had 1. And Team Ricky, you had 1 feeler. So that is the summative report of the ahs and the ohms that all of you had incurred tonight. Back to you, Toastmasters as DTM.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Philip. Now for overall evaluation of our meeting, starting from the start of our meeting, the timing, we started 2 minutes late. And the Sergeant at Arms, as usual, he is very active and enthusiastic when he opened our meeting. And I like the way he mentioned our club mission. Not all the clubs is reading the club missions, but thank you so much, Toastmaster Francis, for doing that. Our presidents, Toastmaster Omar Farouk and Toastmaster RD, it's a full force for our president tonight. And thank you so much for welcoming our guests and giving a short message regarding the theme of our meeting tonight. Our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Noel.
If you can see, even the virtual background of Toastmaster Noel is really a Toastmaster. He is really prepared for the meeting. So thank you so much, and a wonderful job to you tonight. Our table topics master, a very creative Miss Universe question. So I truly believe that each one of our attendees enjoyed your table topics session. Just one thing that don't forget to remind them of using the word of the day. And lastly, I enjoyed being your general evaluator. It's truly my honor. And thank you so much. And to our dear guest, you are always welcome to our club online meeting, whether it's Horizon or Jubail Toastmasters Filipino Club. So always visit us, and thank you so much for attending. Back to our Toastmaster of the night, Toastmaster Noel. Thank you.
Thank you very much, our general evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Sis Valencia. We have come to the end of the third and the last session of tonight's meeting. It has been a wonderful evening for being the Toastmaster of the day. What a great honor. I was so privileged, but not entitled. The theme, adaptability amidst uncertainty, has come to a reality. Despite the changes, we are able to just go on just as fine, thanks to the buoyant attitude that personally has been developed since I joined Toastmasters Club. So now I would like to turn over the control of the meeting to the presiding officers, Toastmaster R.D. Flores and Toastmaster Umar Farouk Awan. Thank you and good evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Noel. Please give a big round of applause for wonderful and awesome job done by Toastmaster Noel. What a wonderful host he was. What a great theme he presented. Wonderful job, well done, Toastmaster Noel. And you have made us all proud. So this is the beauty of Toastmasters meetings. You can learn so much within one and a half hour or 2 hours. You can learn from a distinguished Toastmaster who has given an icebreaker. Amazing. A distinguished Toastmaster giving an icebreaker. What an interesting way how he can be, we can learn from him. So how we can improve upon our speeches and how we can learn from this. And we can learn from other Toastmasters experiences also through their speeches, different things, their life experience through their 30 years and 37 years and different learnings that they have taken from and lessons they have taken from the life. And also what an awesome way to present the table topics. Kudos, job well done, Toastmaster Mark. Amazing and very interesting way to present the table topics. And loved the evaluation session. Every evaluator was up to the task. They stepped up their game and they wonderfully presented their reports. Great. And what a detailed grammarian report, Toastmaster Ricky. Speakers, job well done, Toastmaster Ricky. And I would like to appreciate and acknowledge the presence of our lovely guests and kind, caring, and awesome guests we have here. Your presence have made this meeting amazing. Now, Toastmaster RD.
Thank you, Toastmaster. I think Toastmaster Omar already have covered everything. But to sum it up, I would like to put an acronym to what we have learned tonight. SMG. Everybody has a personal story to tell. And the message that we have heard, for sure we will put it in our hearts. And we have gained not only bits and pieces of each other's character and personality, but also lessons and wisdom that for sure from today onwards we will learn from. Thank you very much, each one of you. I hope to see you again next time. And I'm sure that this is not the last time that Horizons and Jubail Filipino Toastmasters Club will connive and gather leaders like you, beautiful faces and beautiful smiles. Thank you for your time, everybody. Great leaders, great role takers, Horizon, Jubail Filipino Toastmasters Club, and whichever part of the world you are from. Thank you from the bottom of my heart and from the bottom of the hearts of our leaders. Thank you. With that, is there anything else that you'd like to
Yes,
say? PM,
yes,
PMR?
yes. We have the results for the vote counting, and
Yes, that's right.
yes, the vote counter
Vote
is
counter,
Gilbert, huh?
Francis.
Francis,
Is it
Francis, Toastmaster Francis. What are the
Francis?
results of the yes? Toastmaster Francis is there?
Toastmaster Francis, please unmute yourself and announce the winners.
Okay, sorry. I thought I was I was unmuted already. Am I audible already?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Again, good evening to all. And here are the winners. Some of them are already announced by Toastmaster GL, but I will still mention their name. For the prepared speech, it's TM Jan Sabo. For the evaluator, it's TM Omar. And for the table topic speaker, and let's give him a warm round of applause. I hope he's still here. And it's none other than Mr. Galal for our table topic.
Thanks, everybody. Let us all give everybody a round of applause. For everybody.
Yeah. Okay, back to you.
Everybody.
Yes.
Yes,
with that,
with group picture also we should have. Everybody turn on your videos.
Please say cheese.
Say cheese and cheddar cheese and mozzarella
9
cheese.
o'clock.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, Mark, where is Mark and Bilal? Gilbert was there.
Bilal, TM Mark. All right.
Yes, we want Gilbert. Gilbert was just there now. Anne is there. Niket.
And Bilal.
Bilal is there.
All
Say
right.
cheese. Rehana, shine like a diamond.
All right.
Great.
One more, one more.
Awesome.
Greens.
Yes.
everyone.
Acha.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes.
Good night. Good morning. Good lunch.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Stay safe,
Thank you,
everybody. God bless.
everyone. Thank you,
Thanks,
Christopher.
Ricky. Thank you very much, Mark.
Birthday, TTM Mark Villana.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you,
Thank you,
TTM.
everybody.
Add each other in Facebook.
Yes.
Toastmaster Talal.
Marty.
Toastmaster Farida. Toastmaster Mark.
Toastmaster Miss Universe.
Who won the table topic? I was cut off.
You won.
It was you.
You won that table topic.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
Once again. Once
Oh,
again.
I'm so sorry. Thank you.
Actually,
The word
Congratulations.
challenge.
I forgot the Miss Universe Egypt. Oh my
we have-
gosh.
I wanted all the 5 girls, Mark. They were also
Yeah.
Yes.
Congratulations,
we have
VP Education.
we
Toastmaster
have
John,
with the
John Lester
yeah.
and Toastmaster Ricky for arranging this. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Great, great.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Apologies for the last minute change.
Night, Ricky.
We have with us
Sir Ricky.
Thanks for
Sir Chef.
And JL.
Good everyone. Or
Good night.
good evening, everyone.
We might be having
See you again.
meeting next week, September 30th. So we might be having the unusual meeting. We might have keynote speakers to give us some point on some special topics.
I will try my best to join you next week.
We'll invite you in September 30th.
Yes, everybody is
Thank
invited
you.
to attend that meeting.
Having the
All.
population of new members. So look what
Yes. Yes, sure.
action.
Yes, we have with us DTM Amjad
Hi, DTM Amjad. Welcome
from Dubai.
from Dubai. Yeah.
Ma'am Jad, welcome. Sir Oliver Tuazon.
I think he's not there. I
And
think.
those
Mr.
Yes.
Sajid. Sajid is there. Sajid, how are you?
is also muted.
Good, good. It was a good experience for me.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Hi, TM.
I'm looking forward.
Hope you can take your oath next week as our newest member.
Let me see. I'm not a good speaker. I'm trying to learn
No,
how
you
to
That's
speak.
we are here to help you out.
Yes, we need all of your help
Then you should join.
to become
You
a
should
good,
join
good
Horizon
speaker.
Toastmasters Club.
I did already. I joined.
He
I'm a
already
member.
joined. Yes. Yes.
Okay, TM Sajid, you also joined JFTC, yeah?
FTC? What is FTC?
Jubail Filipino Toastmasters Club. Omar is laughing at
Okay.
Join our club.
Join our club.
You're late. I already joined Horizon, so I'm in the right.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, that's a very good club. Yes.
Mabruk ya Basha. Shukran jazilan. Hayakallah.
Ricky convinced me very well, huh?
Yes.
Ricky
Yes.
convinced me very well to join this club.
Ricky is the chef accountant, you know.
Yes.
Master Sajid, you have just witnessed, some of the products of Toastmasters International.
Yes.
So some of the people you have witnessed are already champions in their own rights. Okay, and they are distinguished leaders, meaning they have already achieved the highest possible level of being a Toastmaster. So it's your lucky day today having a combined meeting between Horizon and Jubail Filipino Toastmasters Club.
Yes.
Okay.
Toastmaster Galal Zaki, I mean, our pleasure to have you also.
Yes.
Very full of wisdom.
Yes, always.
Yeah, I always admire people who are full of wisdom. So something to really ponder upon. Arte.
Yes.
And that smile is very humble, sir.
Yeah.
Salute. Salute.
May I say something? I'm
Yes.
writing a book called Story of My Life, my wife, because I owe her my life. And when you say wisdom, I was kicked out of so many universities. Finally, she got me to go to a third university, and so I wouldn't be here had it not been for my wife. I'm on YouTube. I've written a song that I sing for her, and I would love to share my experience. And then I taught at the university that I was kicked out of as a professor of practice in integrated marketing communications. And I was known throughout the Gulf as Mr. Spicy. I used to come out on chicken tikka. I had a beard. I like it spicy. It's very nicey with a little ricey. So I would love to share my experience regarding my wife. And she came to university. She was an incredible girl. And all the boys and the teachers were running after her. At the time, we didn't have social media, and the three fastest ways of spreading news were telephone, telegram, and telegirl.
Yeah. I like that. Naghang siya.
Toastmaster Galal is the future humorous champion, you know.
Yes. I think he's a humorous speech competition champion.
Yes. And quite possibly the world champion also maybe.
Yeah. Love the punch.
Yeah.
I'm expecting very soon, inshallah. Mabruk.
Thank you.
Mr. Galal, are you in Facebook also?
Yes, please. I left my resume and my WhatsApp number, and I'm on Facebook. Yes, and and please on YouTube you can see me singing to my wife, and it's sort of fun. My daughter also sings in 16 languages. She's incredible. So I would love to get together on
Oh,
Facebook.
actually, I loved her that performance for Mexican songs. You sang, you know, this
I will
with
subscribe.
Arabic. Yes,
Just
that was
doing.
awesome.
You guys hear me?
Thanks so much, Jubail Filipino Toastmasters Club. Yeah,
Thank
you. Thank you, Toastmaster Ricky.
Everybody.
Thank you
Thank
for making
you.
this
Thank
meeting
you,
possible.
Francis.
And thank you, distinguished
Thank you all.
Toastmaster Mark.
Thank you, Francis.
Yes, Mark was awesome.
Thanks,
Yes.
everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Everybody.
Nikita.
Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata.
Yeah.
PM Ann, thank you so much for coming, Sir Oliver.
Bye.
See you again.
Yeah.
See you again. Hope to see you in our next meeting.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a nice experience.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah,
It was great to have you with us. Toastmaster and
DTM.
Welcome, welcome.
And Basita.
I can.
Join us eventually.
The two cavaliers, young stars, rising stars, Vanshita and Krishna.
Thank you. Thank